Hi guys, it's your boy the Supreme Leader. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also click the bell button after subscription and share the channel too as well. Today I am in what do you call it? I am in Aguas Claras, and yeah, I'm always in Aguas Claras, unfortunately. The reason why today I'm here is to talk to you guys a little bit about living in what do you call it? Living in an apartment or living in a house. What about you? What do you like? Do you like living in an apartment or you like living in a house? Let me know at the comment section. I personally, I don't really like living in what do you call it? In apartment. Yes, I find it very, very tight to live in an apartment. Like for example, like here in Aguas Claras, when you come to Brasilia, or let me just say, when you come to Brazil, we have a lot of this kind of lifestyle, like people living, like places like this where you get to see a lot of what do you call it? A lot of skyscrapers around. You see, where you get to see a lot of this apartment. All these buildings that you are seeing here are simply buildings where people are living. You understand? Like they are residences where people live, and apart from that too, they have playgrounds where you can simply walk your dog, and also train a little bit if you want. You see, where you can train, and like I said in my other video, I made it very clear that each and every single place you come, whether it is a place full of mansions, it is a place full of apartments, or it is a place full of houses, you will come across this kind of spots where they normally build for people who live in that neighborhood. You understand? So yeah, it is simply one of the interesting thing about Brazil. Let me just say this, because when you come to Brazil, like you simply see this kind of places each and every single place you go. Like there are resting places, parks where you can simply go and sit down, think about yourself, have a good time, walk your dog, like have a good time. You understand? So that's a small dog. Yes. And places like this, like let me just say, each and every single place which you might come across here in Brazil has this spot. So let me just come back to what I was talking about. I was talking about apartments and houses. I personally, if I say I don't really, it's like I don't like living in an apartment, even though I have lived in apartment when I first got here in Brazil. You understand? But then my plans were simply to live in a house someday. When I first got here, I was simply living in an apartment. Okay, it's not bad to live in an apartment, but like I said, I like to simply have my own space. You understand? I like to simply have my own space. This side here, it is simply the train station. It is simply the train station. You'll see a train very soon. All right, so the reason why I don't really like what do you call it? I don't really like living apartment is because you won't have space. You understand? You won't have enough space to do a lot of things like having plants, trees, you know, a whole lot of interesting things. Like you won't get all those things. You understand? So when you live in a house, you will get a whole lot of things. Like you can plant, you can do a whole lot of things. You know, you can enjoy your home. You can have, you know, like your own space, a very good space. You understand? You have your own space. And another interesting thing about Brazil is here in Brasilia specifically, okay? Here in Brasilia specifically, Brasilia is a desert, you understand? Yeah, it's considered simply a desert. But then people, no, you know, like it was transformed. It was transformed into a city, you understand? Even though it is, what do you call it? Even though it was once a desert, it has been transformed into a city. And the interesting thing I want to talk about also is when you look at everywhere, okay, everywhere you will see trees. Everywhere. It doesn't even look like it was once, what do you call it? It was once a desert before. You understand? It looks like it wasn't a desert at all. Even they even have, what do you call it? They have, how do you call this thing? Yeah, they have artificial lakes. You understand? They have what? Artificial lakes in here in Brasilia. It doesn't look like it was once desert. I'm saying this because in my last video that I posted, someone was saying most part of the grass here look very red or brown. And you have to remember, here was once a desert and it was transformed into a city. You understand? And another thing is, we are not in the rainy season. We are not in the what? Rainy season. Here in Brasilia is mostly what? It's mostly dry. It's mostly dry city. You understand? So for you to think that you can simply compare Brasilia to some place like Santa Catarina, Rio Grande do Sul, and all that, you are just mistaken. You don't have to do that, because those places like regularly have, let me just say, rainfall and all that. You understand? Those places what? Regularly have rainfall. So for you to compare Brasilia and then what do you call it? And Rio Grande do Sul or those southern cities or like places like Sao Paulo, you are just being paranoid. I don't know even a word to use for it, because here was once a desert and it was simply transformed into a big city that you are seeing today. And let me tell you this, even though it is what do you call it, even though here is desert, it was once a desert, you can tell yourself when it rains, okay, when we are in a rainy season or we are in a winter season, most part of, I won't say most part, I will say the whole of Brasilia turns into green. Like for example, you can see the grasses are turning into green, right? Even though they are not completely green. It's because yesterday it rained, okay? There was a rain yesterday, so Now you can tell that it's beginning to simply transform. You understand? You can tell it's beginning to transform, and the colors are beginning to come back. You understand? Sorry guys, I am a bit out of context. I was talking about living in a house and an apartment. So when you come to Brazil, there is a whole lot of what do you call it? There is a whole lot of these kind of places. A place where if you come, it's full of this kind of apartments, skyscrapers, full of apartments, residences like this. You understand? Every part of Brazil, you come across these kind of places. But here in Brasilia, we call this particular place skylines, okay? And it is one of the places where you simply see a lot of these, what do you call it? Apartment buildings. You understand? So I don't really like it. I don't really like what do you call it? Living in an apartment. I don't really enjoy it at all. I don't really like it at all, because and it simply comes with some rules and all that. Yes, so yeah, so guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Click the bell button of the subscription and share the channel too as well. And let me know if you love this content too as well. And click the bell button of the subscription, and also leave your comment at the comment section too as well. So yeah, that is it for today. And I'll try and then bring you guys some other interesting content too as well. And I hope you guys love this content too as well. So guys, I'll see you guys in my next vlog. And another thing, before we end this video, this is a 360 video, okay? But I'm still thinking if I'm going to post it completely so that you can touch your phone to see everything around, okay? So I'll see you guys in my next vlog. Till then, bye bye.